Welcome to the fundamental update for 5th of April 2026. If you're following the channel, you know I drop fundamental updates every single weekend, explaining what happened in the previous week and what we should be expecting this week. And as usual, I want you to pay close attention because I don't only give updates on what is going to happen fundamentally and technically, right? I also give new concepts, new knowledge that you can take home with and learn on your own if you listen carefully to everything I give out in the fundamental update. Now, first of all, we've spoken about market sentiment. I've explained what market sentiment is, what market focus is, right? What does this simply mean? For those who are joining us recently, this just simply means what investors are currently focusing on. Now, we all knew that war has, been happening for the past 5 weeks. Investors have been focusing on the escalation of war between US and Israel and between US, Israel, and the Iran for up to 5 weeks now. So starting since February ending, we've had war expectations. Market has been behaving very, very weird and volatile at the same time. Gold has been selling, dollar has been buying. This is due to the fact that investors are focusing on market expectation. But for a fact, I want you all to understand that the market focus changes. It doesn't last forever. I explained this thing in the previous fundamental update, and we were expecting a new expectation this week, and we got one, which was last week. We got one, and the expectation, which is currently on seats, which I posted on my Twitter, is simply the market have shifted from inflation fear due to war and has shifted to economic growth. The market have shifted from inflation fear to economic growth. Now, what does this simply mean? It simply means that the war might still be happening, but investors don't care about that anymore. What they care about is if the economy is growing, because the war affected the economy drastically, increasing inflation, and economic strength was dropping, especially on JPY. We could see that inflation was increasing, but economic strength was dropping. Do you understand? So the dollar was bullish. Why? Because inflation fears led to interest rate expectations by the Fed. But these have changed because market doesn't really care about inflation fears anymore. Oil is still rising. If we go to oil, we can see that oil is still rising. But dollar now is ranging. Why? Because the news doesn't really care about what is going on based on the war anymore. If oil is rising, inflation fears is still in the air, but dollar is ranging. Why is dollar ranging? Because market don't care about this anymore. Market is not really looking at oil price anymore. You can see, let us go to dollar and see what dollar is doing. Upon this, you can see the drastic candle we had last Friday. You can see that dollar is still ranging at this zone. It did not really affect dollar. You can see that AUD itself, AUD which is benefiting from oil rise, did not actually move that much. Why? Because the market is no more focusing on war. The market now is focusing on economic growth. Now, beginning of this week, I actually gave a prediction on JPY to my students, telling them that JPY economy is going to be strong. Why? Because we had yen intervention. I also posted this on my Twitter handle, and you can see I also took a trade based on this. I stated the fact 4 days before if JPY even started selling that JPY will pick up strength soon because they are seeing reasons to hike interest rates and economic strength is gradually growing. You understand? Because JPY has actually been weak for a very, very long time, and this was my analysis, this was my entry, and this was how I took the trade, making up to 98 pips from this market. Do you understand? Now, what am I trying to tell you all? JPY is clear, and that's what I want to talk about first of all. When it comes to Japanese yen, we're having JPY intervention, which means they are seeing expectations of interest rates hike on JPY. Not only that, the economy is looking at possibilities of, keeping the yen strengthened because yen has been weak for a very long time. Now, you can see that USD JPY dropped because yen picked up strength, but dollar actually picked up strength on Friday, and I will explain why this happened. Now, first of all, if JPY is strong and dollar is weak, you would see a clear sell will be happening, and that was why I sold. Why? Because not only that JPY was strong, on Wednesday we had news saying that the Fed are no more focusing on inflation, rather they are focusing on economic growth, and they were now looking at expectation of employment rates in US coming out negative. Do you understand? So due to the fact that expectations were dollar is weak, dollar was now weak already, and JPY strengthened. Do you understand? And that was why I sold USD JPY. Let me rephrase that. Economic strength was investors focused, and the expectation was that the employment rate which we had the data released this last week will come out weak. But guess what? It actually came out strong, and that was what made USD JPY pick up strength later on. Do you understand? But based on expectation, I traded the news based on expectations and I made good profit. Remember, when it comes to news, you don't trade the release, you trade the expectation. So for JPY, I'll just go straight to the point. I see economic strength for JPY picking up, and AUD JPY should sell, CAD JPY should sell, right? You should be looking for sell entries for all the JPY pairs, because I'm going to tell you for a fact the market is already seeing yen intervention, and yen intervention is already happening. Let us look at CAD JPY and see where I'm presuming that if market gets to, it might give us a reaction. If market gets to this key level, I'm expecting a reaction because this is already a sell zone. We've gotten a break of structure from that level, and if market get there, well, we should see a market come to this level and sell. If you're looking for entry, remember to look for precise entry. This is 4 hours time frame and giving you analysis, so don't just jump in once it gets to that key level. Markets can sweep key levels. Remember, markets can sweep key levels and sell. Remember, so do not just jump in and put a sell limit there. No, I'm just telling you what I assume would happen based on fundamentals. Yen is strong and CAD should be weak, so that you can see CAD JPY has already started selling, and this sell is looking very, very good. So that is it for yen. I've already explained what is happening on JPY. That's CAD JPY should sell, AUD JPY should sell. For USD JPY, I'm not really sure we should expect a sell. Rather, we should expect a range, because dollar is picking up strength at the same time JPY is picking up strength. I will explain why I said dollar is picking up strength. You can see this is what the trend look like, and it's currently a ranging market. Why? Because there's, the two zones hasn't been broken. You can see we can call this from this level market actually started ranging, and if we draw this from here, you can see a very, very good range is happening at this level. So I'm not really sure I'll be focusing on USD JPY this coming week. Why? Because dollar might be picking up strength and JPY is picking up strength. That is called convergence, right? In fundamentals, we call this convergence when two economies are picking up strength together. We don't want to be trading convergence, we want to be trading divergence. Do you understand? So that's it for USD JPY and USD as well. So let's go strictly on dollar. Now, my expectations on dollar is that due to the fact that dollar, we're expecting the economy to be weak, but employment rates came out positive, which we'll still get to. I'll show you the data of employment rate and how it came out positive. Due to this, investors might actually stop seeing reasons to sell dollar and might actually start buying dollar. You see, I told my student on Wednesday that dollar might actually start selling, but after that result of employment came out and dollar picked up strength, I see more reasons that dollar might actually buy, because they have cancelled expectations of any further rate cuts on dollar. Do you understand? And so we should be expecting more of a bullish rise from here. That's if this key level is broken, we should expect more of a bullish rise from here. So my expectation for dollar is this week I would be very, very careful when it comes to trading dollar, because dollar is at a key level and is still reacting to it. But we should expect a breakout from this level and dollar should sell. Possibly dollar should, sorry, did I say sell? Dollar should buy, possibly. Why? Because economic strength is picking up. Let's go over to the economic strength and see what I mean. When it comes to the news we had last week, you can see almost everything is looking green in the red folders. When it comes to USD, job opening came out neutral. ADP non-farm payroll, this is the private employment change sector, it came out positive. Retail sales came out positive. I've explained what retail sales is for those who are following my fundamental updates. Retail sales just simply means the import and export that is going on in the economy. If it's green, means the economy is exporting more than it's importing, which they are making money in the economy. So economic growth is picking up. You can see the ISM manufacturing PMI came out positive. This is very, very good because it shows that the manufacturing rate in the US economy is picking up. Unemployment claims came out positive. It means that people that claimed to be unemployed were lower than expected. You can see this is good sign for dollar. So, and also we had the non-farm payroll on Friday came out positive. So this is showing that dollar might actually pick up strength. I have 80% chances that dollar will pick up strength. Investors might focus more on buying dollar now because they see reasons to why the Fed are not going to cut interest rates anytime soon this year, and the employment data is picking up good. Do you understand? So that is it for this fundamental update. For AUD, I believe the oil increase, the price of oil increasing is still affecting AUD positively, but you see that economy is not, the investors are not really reacting to that. You understand? Unlike when the news really came out, like I said, the war has ended. Market is not really focusing on that war aspect anymore. They're focusing on economic growth. For AUD, I'm expecting market to at least rise based on a little bit and then sell from this key level, because this is the AXY, the Australian dollar currency. You understand? So AUD is currently weak. So for AUD JPY should sell because JPY is stronger than AUD. Do you understand? Now for gold, what do you expect on gold? What do you think gold? What do you think will happen on gold? Yeah, give me a wide guess. What do you think will happen on gold? If dollar is picking up strength, do you understand? If dollar is picking up strength and the war is still happening, do you get? What do you think will happen on gold? Gold will sell. Definitely, gold will sell. So for those who are already expecting a buy on gold, just be careful, because if dollar pick up strength, the economic strength is doing well, investors will leave gold obviously and focus more on dollar. So that means the gold might actually keep selling. This might just be a retracement, a very, very good retracement that's happening before you see a massive sell again on gold. So that is just simply it. My take is be very careful. Do not go in for a bullish run on gold, because a lot of people like buying gold for no reason. But like I said, it's not every time gold will be buying. Sometimes gold will sell drastically. Gold have sold drastically before, and it's not going to be the first time gold will sell drastically. Do you understand? It can even sell and reach all the way down here. Possibly, yes, that can happen. But I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying that can happen because dollar is picking up strength and investors are no more focusing on gold. They are focusing more on the dollar. So that is it for the fundamental update. When it comes to BTC, if dollar is picking up strength, what do you think happened to BTC? BTC might actually sell too as well. Why? Because, I mean, dollar is the base currency. All these things are not really hard to think about. Dollar is the base currency. And also, yes, so during risks on environment, BTC pick up strength. Investors too can still purchase Bitcoin, and BTC can still pick up strength because the war is ended. But if the war continues and dollar is picking up strength, BTC will keep selling. And you know what will happen to other altcoins. Other altcoins will follow BTC direction and sell as well. Do you understand? So that is simply it for the fundamental update. In case you have any currency you want me to look at, I can make sure to look at it for you. In case you have any questions, you can ask me. Happy Easter in case I did not say that in this video. Make sure to enjoy your time, take your break, spend time with your loved ones, but still make out time to analyze the chart and get ready for the week. With that being said, have a lovely trading week ahead. See you in the next one.